tracking an outbreak of tornadoes across the Midwest. The severe weather killing at least one person in Iowa. Shaquille Brewster and his team in Chicago, which is under a tornado watch right now.
Life-threatening weather pummeling the Midwest.
Big-time tornado.
As ominous funnel clouds sweep through Iowa and Missouri, where you can see power flashes from the sky. Twisters were reported across 5 states. In Illinois, the same system tearing the roof off this home, destroying building after building, and causing chaos in downtown Chicago.
Oh my God.
Watch as these pool chairs fly off a rooftop.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Crashing down in front of cars. That violent wind blowing out high-rise windows and slamming trees and debris into car after car across the city. You see a roof crashing down onto several of those cars after last night's round of storms. Crews now racing to clean up the damage ahead of another round expected today. On the city's south side,
I'm not sure how they're going to get this tree out of here.
look at this massive tree uprooted, crushing what used to be a garage.
This is extremely sad. Everyone's without power still.
In Pennsylvania, torrential rain causing scenes like this. These cars slushing through flooded roads.
This is a bit extreme, don't you think?
As another round of storms causes another round of cleanup. And right here you see the power of those storms. Tom, look at the size of this tree. Those storms so powerful, it not only uprooted it, but ripped up the sidewalk along with it. Going into the evening, there's a similar threat where this area is under a tornado watch. Tom?
A dangerous night, Shaq. We thank you for that. And multiple states are under tornado watches right now. Tonight, with a devastating tornado outbreak across the Midwest that we are tracking right now. These were the terrifying images. Massive twisters, look at this, tearing through Illinois. Across the Midwest, there were more than a dozen of them. And we're getting our first look at just how widespread the damage is. Look at this. This is a shot from above. Neighborhoods absolutely destroyed. And for people across the region, the path to recovery is expected to be long and, as you know, uncertain. Our Maggie Vespa made her way to the storm zone tonight and starts us off. Oh, my God.
Stunning video of a monster twister barreling through America's heartland. Amid a devastating outbreak with 21 reported tornadoes ravaging multiple states, including Illinois, Wisconsin, and Indiana.
Oh, I've never seen a tornado in person.
In Indiana, where black clouds covered the sky, an EF3 clocking winds up to 165 miles per hour. In hard-hit Streator, Illinois, drone video shows this entire cul-de-sac leveled.
Storm outbreak with millions on alert tonight for thunderstorms, hail, and even tornadoes. Morgan Chesky has the latest.
Tonight, millions from Texas to New York bracing for dangerous storms after a massive system Friday turned deadly. In Virginia, high winds blamed for a fatal tent collapse, the structure falling atop hundreds during a church event, killing one person and injuring 22 more.
Boom! It just went right over our heads.
Jordan Cragen and his family were inside the tent. Authorities stress was secured. Sharing one of the poles nearly hit his own children.
That was probably the scariest part of it. I do know there was a lot of heroes in that tent. I know my, I'm sorry, I get emotional just thinking about it.
Witnesses adding leaders tried to evacuate moments before the deadly gale.
The most powerful gust of wind I've ever been a part of. Picked that tent up. It was probably 100 feet in the air.
Nebraska residents waking up to a hailstorm, while in Illinois, new video capturing the aftermath of multiple tornadoes, shredding homes, toppling trees, and leaving Rick Houston with an incredibly close call in his basement.
I got under the steps, and I stayed under there until it was over.
Over the next 24 hours, as more thunderstorms head east, the risk of hail, high winds, and even potential tornadoes extends to millions from New York City to Washington, D.C.
And Morgan Chesky joins us live from Los Angeles. And Morgan, heat a growing threat for many folks as well?
Yeah, it is, Jose. This weekend, 26 million Americans are under heat alerts from coast to coast. And here in the West, cities like Portland and Seattle are on pace to potentially hit record highs, while in Charleston, South Carolina, today, that heat index, or feels like temp, topped 108. Jose?
Morgan Chesky, thank you.
Severe weather threat for millions of people tonight after powerful thunderstorms ripped across the plains Saturday. Some 200 reports of damaging wind and hail. A ton of rain is just battering Missouri. Meteorologist Matt Brickman from our NBC New York station is tracking all of this. And Matt, it sounds like there is more on the way.
Yeah, Hallie, that same line of storms pushes east tonight, much of the East Coast under a risk of severe weather. Already this afternoon, we've seen tornado warnings in Ohio and Pennsylvania. Tonight, the concern will be for heavy rain, gusty winds, and lightning, particularly around Washington, D.C. in that UFC fight. The timing of these storms also something to watch as it comes overnight when many folks are sleeping, so especially important.
Slamming parts of the South today with torrential downpours, triggering dangerous flash floods. Drivers were trapped in cars, prompting rescues in the early morning hours. Priscilla Thompson with that video and in Texas tonight.
Severe storms slamming the South. Watch as a person jumps from a tree as first responders rescue those trapped by fast-moving floodwaters.
That's the roof of a car.
A busy Texas interstate near Waco washed out, leaving an 18-wheeler stuck. Rescuers in boats and on foot trudging through chest-high water, racing to reach trapped vehicles.
There's a car just floating down the median.
18 million Americans are under flood watches in Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Some spots slammed with up to 5 inches of rain per hour. Part of a stretch of severe weather sweeping across the country. Hail pummeling parts of Pennsylvania.
What is that?
Whipping winds sending this tornado-like swirl across an Ohio turnpike. And in Kansas City, sirens are going off. A tornado threat forcing England's World Cup team to stay inside on Saturday. And Houston's FIFA Fan Fest shut down as the days-long deluge rages on. Priscilla Thompson, NBC News, Houston, Texas.
And tonight we have underwater today as a major rainmaker slams the region. Ryan Chandler reports from the storm zone in Houston.
Deadly flash floods slamming the South. In Texas, dangerous rescues to save passengers trapped in rushing water.
He's taking off. He's taking off.
This tow truck near the Louisiana border trying to pull a car stuck in high waters. These cars stranded in the Houston area amid heavy rainfall. Roads completely submerged. Houston officials issuing this warning.
People need to realize that water can come up very, very fast, and we may not be able to get to you as quickly as you think.
One woman in southern Texas was found dead, county officials say, after her vehicle was swept away, even while she was on the phone with 911.
Man, it's like tidal waves, man.
In Louisiana, torrential downpours creating chaos on the roads. This man rescuing one woman fleeing her car through waist-deep water. And feet of flooding blocking neighborhood roads in Mississippi. This truck pushing through water, reaching its doors. And in Florida, not floods, but 2 wildfires already burning through more than 800 acres, with firefighters racing to contain the flames. Large plumes of smoke rising above the suburbs west of Miami. While back in Texas and in the Gulf, millions remain at risk from a system still expected to grow more severe. Ryan Chandler, NBC News.
And that same region now on alert for what could be the first named storm of the season. Bill Cairns joins us now live here in studio. And Bill, that's not the only threat in the days ahead.
No, going to be a very difficult 24 hours for a lot of people. So let's start with Texas tonight on the coast, and then as we go throughout the next 24 to 48 hours into Louisiana and Mississippi with more torrential rain. This will likely be what is going to be Tropical Storm Arthur tomorrow afternoon, just off the Galveston, Texas coastal areas. You notice the path from the Hurricane Center. Thankfully, it's not going to intensify into a hurricane or anything like that. It is a rainfall problem. So as far as the rainfall totals go, some areas could locally get up to a foot of rain. Also, tomorrow at this time, all of our friends in areas from Missouri, Illinois, especially Indiana, a tornado threat. Not just a tornado threat, Tom, but the chance of violent, strong tornadoes this time tomorrow.
Okay, we'll stay tracking both. And good evening. It is so great to be with you tonight. We want to start with the life-threatening weather firing up right now across parts of the Midwest. Tornado sirens are blaring in what could be one of the most dangerous nights this season. Look at this in Alabama, a tornado pushing towards a highway right there. And this map here says it all. The threat tonight is real and it is widespread. Down south, the first named storm of the season, steaming towards the Gulf Coast. And already there's deadly flooding in the region. You see it here, Texas rescue crews in a high water vehicle plowing through that waist-high water. While in Mississippi, that's the top of a car totally submerged in floodwaters. And in Washington state, more than 11,000 people forced from their homes because of this, a wildfire there burning towards populated areas. Homes there already destroyed as firefighters battle the flames. Al Roker is tracking it all tonight, and Maggie Vespa starts us off with that tornado threat.
It'd be looking like it's on the ground.
Tonight, an apparent tornado in Alabama. And sirens sounding in central Illinois. Emergency managers there confirming a tornado just north of Springfield. Devastating storms from Chicago with downed trees blocking roads and littering parks to rural Illinois where pieces of this brick storefront crashed to the ground.
It's bad. Holy crap!
Severe weather wreaking havoc far and wide this week with new video showing an apparent twister tearing through Indiana. In Texas, rescue crews driving through high water after deadly flooding near San Antonio. Here, a car poking out from floodwaters in Mississippi. First responders pulling people out just in time. As Tropical Storm Arthur churns off the Gulf Coast, preps are underway in New Orleans with 2 people already reported dead in Louisiana because of flooding.
It could be a worst-case scenario.
NBC's Ryan Chandler is in Texas.
And here on the Texas coast, south of Galveston, look at this neighborhood covered in water from that storm surge. Some of the people behind me left without power tonight as Tropical Storm Arthur rolls on.
Elsewhere tonight, wildfires rage on both coasts. This ring camera video showing flames just feet from the owner's house, with multiple homes already destroyed and thousands ordered to evacuate in eastern Washington. While in Florida, wildfires burning near the Everglades, closing roads around Miami. A devastating roundup of severe weather impacting millions coast to coast.
And Maggie joins us now live back in Chicago. Maggie, we see the damage already there, but there are real worries tonight. It could get a lot worse in the region.
Yeah, Tom, absolutely. We're getting reports of tornado sirens and confirmed tornadoes across the region. Basically, people in multiple states bracing for more violent storms tonight. Tom.
Maggie Vespa leading us off tonight. Those tornadoes and the tropical storm just getting started. Al Roker is here now live in studio with us. And Al, let's start with that extreme threat of tornadoes.
Tom, it's a very dangerous situation right now. In fact, National Weather Service in Michigan near Lansing, there's a particularly dangerous situation. They're watching that. Tornado watches now in southern Michigan, stretching from Indianapolis all the way into Kansas. For 52 million people at risk. Our biggest fear, these tornadoes, some of them EF3s, long track tornadoes, going over great distances, moving it up to 30 to 50 miles per hour. Tomorrow, the risk from Burlington to Charlottesville, Kingsport, that's not for tornadoes, but for damaging winds. Now, we do have Arthur right now, first tropical system of the year. However, this thing is going to be dissipating quickly, but the rainfall with it, very dangerous. 18 million people from Lake Charles to Albany, Georgia, up to Atlanta. We are talking about, Tom, anywhere from 10 to 12 more inches of rain. But again, the biggest concern, tonight's tornadoes, nocturnal tornadoes, twice as deadly.
Could be a very dangerous night in so many parts of the country. And good evening. It's great to be with you tonight. We want to start with that dangerous 1-2 punch from Mother Nature. A flash flood emergency down south and a violent and catastrophic tornado outbreak across the Midwest. Right now, the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur are bringing life-threatening floods to the south. At least 180 homes flooded out in Louisiana alone, and that number is growing. Look at this rescue here. A boat needed to save people trapped in trailers nearly underwater in Mississippi. And we're also following evacuations over concerns a dam might fail, with officials warning people to rush to higher ground. And we even saw an alligator, you see it right here clearly, lurking in the waters of this Louisiana neighborhood. And in the Midwest, a massive tornado outbreak. This is the path of destruction, one left behind. The scale of that destruction is shocking. With scenes like this, roofs ripped off a school in Illinois. You can see the